Oh, traveling.
You said you got a continuous bladder irrigation, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
Continuous bladder irrigation for all my nurses.
And what is that?
It's where you had some sort of surgery or otherwise something that happened in your bladder that causes the need for continuous irrigation of the bladder. You have an infection, you have a cut, you have something that's happening in the bladder that causes the need for a three-way catheter. So in a sense, you have your urethra. That's where you pee out of. You have a tube up there. And then you have your other tube. This tube is going to connect to a bottle of normal saline, which is 0.9% saline, which is 0.9% salt to water ratio. It's going to flush out whatever's in your bladder. And then it's going to come out the third tube. And when you have an infection or a surgery, sometimes it requires you to have irrigation of the said area. So tube 1 is in the bladder. Tube 1 is connected to a bottle of fluids, and you're flushing it out. You're flushing out infection or blood or whatever it is. And I see nurses are going to be falling over. It's fine, but it can be rough. And it's a lot because you're constantly changing bags. You're making sure your flow rate is right, meaning how much liquid is going in the bladder versus how much is coming out. And West Virginia was fire. I loved West Virginia. Working there was tough. It was different to California. It was different to the vibe. Not that the people weren't great. I learned a lot, but I was a new nurse coming into the travel game, and it was a lot.
You're saying the travel game was fucking shit you haven't touched before.
You gotta think, when COVID was around, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. We were just, when I came in and I learned what I did, they did what they could. And then by the time I got in there, it was a different animal. These people were like, we kind of got it figured out. We got the remdesivir, which is an antiviral medication that we use to fight COVID.